Water is a basic necessity of firefighting, and not having an adequate or continuous supply can have devastating consequences.
And in portions of southern Prince George's, such a scenario is all too familiar, prompting local firefighters to come up with some creative solutions.
That's right, and joining us in studio to talk more is Denice Dickens, 7th Battalion Commander of the Prince George's Fire Department. Welcome to you.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about this, because we think that if there is a fire, that of course they're going to have water somewhere, right? And that's not the case.
No, not in the southern tier of the county. Generally up north we have the fire hydrants, but down in the southern tier of the county, which includes the Baden, Brandywine, Quasco, Upper Marlboro areas, there are no waters. So from there we have to depend on natural underground waters, similar to ponds, springs, things like that, in order to try to get the water from where it is to the fire location.
And how often is this problem happening, and how do you go about responding to fires?
Well, it happens anytime there is a fire in the southern tier in a non-hydrant area. And the way that we have to get the water is specialized equipment we call tankers, which have to shuttle the water from either a hydrant area or a pond to where the house fire actually is. The travel distance can be anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes just for one round trip to get the water there.
Now, I know that there is a lot of development in southern Prince George's, and shouldn't there automatically be these hydrants that should be installed in those areas?
There should be, but unfortunately in the tier that we're talking about, there are no water mains. WSSC has no water mains at all in these areas. Therefore, there's no way to tap into hydrants and anything like that.
Now, we're looking at some pictures right now. Tell us what's going on here.
Well, what you see is a pond that was man-made, and we're actually installing a dry hydrant into that pond. We actually cut in by hand and dug in the ground, and then we install piping which puts water from the pond up to the area that we can actually bring one pumper in and access it right out of the pond. We call them dry hydrants. We actually construct them ourselves, and we design them in order to get a flow somewhere around 1,000 gallons per minute. The pond, as you see, is low, but once it's full, then it will be above the strainer. So the fire apparatus can pull up very quickly, attach to it. We can have water within 2 minutes from that pond, which we can get that to the house fire. And the closer and the more that we have these ponds and these hydrants, the faster we can get water to the location where the fire is.
And I would imagine it would make a big difference in your response times and how you're able to put something out. That obviously, the farther away that one of these pumps are, or the pond that you have to somehow connect to.
Yes. The further the pond is, the harder and longer it takes for us to get the water supply established. That's why it's important that when we survey the area, we try to really work with the homeowners, and any natural pond that they already have, we try to approach them and see about installing dry hydrants. And that will allow a couple different benefits. Not only can we have the water close by to where we need it, but it should have a positive impact on the cost of their homeowner's insurance.
Ms. Dickens, how many dry hydrants do you have, and how many, I guess, you would like to have in the future?
This was our 6th one that we actually installed, and it would be nice if we could put approximately 50 to 60 more in.
Wow.
Is this something that you see as a strong possibility you are hoping to achieve?
Yes. I worked recently to redesign the dry hydrants so that we can actually install them at a little bit cheaper price, so that hopefully we can access the ponds that we could never use before in order to make them usable for fire suppression activities.
Quickly, how much does it cost to install one of those?
A general typical hydrant is about $6,000 plus. The one that we just installed, some of the pipe was donated to us, and we actually were able to install it for $550.
If only that will happen in the future. That would make a lot more of these get constructed. Huh?
A discount of $5,500.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much
Ms.
for joining us. And recent construction of dry hydrants cost the county, as she said, about $550. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources also donated piping for the project, and grant money helped pay for the installation of some of those hydrants.